What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another banger. Today we're going to be talking about the issues with the college transfer portal. Every year, around 30,000 athletes enter the portal. For those who don't know, the transfer portal is an online portal in which athletes can go and put their name out there to allow other coaches to see that they're looking to transfer schools. This portal it's really just to help athletes and coaches connect with each other and find new schools if they want to go there, and it helps coaches a lot with recruiting. Overall, I think the intent of the transfer portal is good, but ultimately it has some really bad effects on student athletes for a variety of reasons, some being their academics, their psychological well-being, and their athletic careers. As I said earlier, about 30,000 athletes a year are using the transfer portal, but only about 45% of them are actually successfully transferring. This creates a big problem for these athletes because as soon as they enter that portal, their current college has no obligation to keep paying them on NIL or the scholarship money that they are there for. As the quote from Cater states, over 17,000 student athletes that entered the transfer portal were left with no option but to never play competitively again. This results in athletes being hung out to dry and honestly having no set plan after college because they're not going to be able to graduate on the scholarship or get NIL money that they planned on. Another example of why I think the college transfer portal is a bad idea is many athletes, when they transfer schools, they have credits, and those don't fully transfer over to their new school. So when these student athletes end their career, they're graduating with maybe half the credits that they need to get an actual degree. That makes it so that they physically can't graduate. In the CBS article by Dodd, a former college quarterback, JT Daniels, told CBS that in January that 60 to 70% of his credits didn't even transfer throughout the schools that he went to over 6 years. So he wasn't able to graduate the degree, and that really set him back after college. Overall, I think a solution is not just eliminating the transfer portal because it does provide some benefits to athletes that participate in it. But I do think that the NCAA, the governing body of the college sports, needs to step in and put guidelines in place. I feel like a good solution would be adding limits to how many times a player can transfer so that athletes don't just jump ship every year and they have some loyalty to their teams. They could also put some of their old restrictions back in place that allowed athletes to transfer but sit some games out, so it kind of discourages a little bit of the transferring unless it's serious. However, in the end, I think that the NCAA doesn't have one full solution for everyone because something's going to end badly for athletes trying to transfer just because of how many athletes are using the portal. There's never going to be a finite solution. But overall, it definitely has some obvious pros and cons because it does damage athletes' academic, psychological, and athletic careers.